I think the word leader is almost overused. It's almost generic. A little kid in kindergarten, when they're walking to the lunch break, you know, they've got a leader in front of that little line of other kids walking to the lunch break. They're the leader for the day. You get one person on your team, now you're the leader of that person. And frankly, here's what's valuable. You know, the term leader is not as valuable, but what's really valuable is an influencer. Is someone who has the ability to influence another person and help that other person see something, do something, take an action, move when they wouldn't have moved, act when they wouldn't have acted. Influencers are the most valuable resource in your network marketing organization. If you think about how many influencers you have on your team, I mean, they're independent, they got it on their own, they're making action happen on their own. They don't need to have their hands held. How many you have? Like the average $1 million a year earner has about 20 or 25 influencers on their entire team. So finding and developing influencers are really, really important. So I decided to do an influencer panel discussion with some of the people that I know are high-level influencers. These people create action. They are literally rainmakers. So I want them to share some of their insights, how they think, and what you can learn from their influence to be able to pull out the influencer in you, and also to be able to search for and cultivate and develop influencers within your organization. If you're interested in that type of information, say aye. Aye. All right, so for this panel, we have, welcome them all to stage, Martine Wallace, Lisa Grossman, Lauren Slocum Lahab, Calvin Becerra, Andrew Eaton, and Carlos Parra. All right, when I thought about influencers, I thought about these people. Now it's not, these people are, some of them are up and coming on their way to being multiple $1 million a year earners. Others are already at that $1 million a year earner status. But these people make stuff happen. Yeah, baby. They just make stuff happen. And Carlos, you're from Mexico, yes? And you have something like 350 people or something, 400 people, something. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit more than 300.
A little bit more than 300 people here from Mexico. It caused that to happen. You came to one of the events at my home. 3-day coaching event. 3-day coaching event at my home, and it's really cool. When was that?
When?
Yeah, when was that?
In February.
In February. He came to my house. I did a high-level 3-day coaching event. He came to the house and was looking for some insights and left there a more powerful influencer. And since then, what's happened to your organization?
I stepped one more rank. Yeah. Actually, I have the top rank in my company.
So you went to the top rank?
Yeah, and my income doubled. And the team keeps growing.
Yeah, team keeps growing. I want to ask an uncomfortable question for all of you to start, okay?
Awesome.
Yeah. What makes you different? Carlos.
I think that I love to, thank you. I love to serve, I love to help people. Sometimes with the people on my team, on my group, even if the people is not on my team, I like to help them to solve their problems. For example, if there's some kind of event and the people has a problem that they only can focus with that issue that they can solve, I get involved because I care a lot on the people. I like to ask questions and figure out together, how can they solve that issue, if it's the car, if it's something with the family, if it's something with the hotel and transport. And I help them to find the solution so they can give one more step to figure out how they can solve that problem. And another thing that I think that makes me different is that I always give one more step on anything that I'm doing. For example, last year we went to attend to this event. We bought 25 tickets. Some of my friends bought 25 pack, and another one buy another one. And after we got the tickets already, we noticed that there wasn't translation to Spanish. And the first thought that everyone has is, okay, there's no translation, so we are going to ask for a refund and watch it later. And I say, no, wait. Let's see what can we do to make that happen. Called your team, and they told me that it was some kind of an expensive issue if the group is very small. And I asked, what can we do to make that happen? And they give me a number. We haven't the number, so I start making the calls to my friends on each different company. And I was asking them, are you going to attend to the GoPro network? And they say, yes. Do you need Spanish translation? Maybe for 1 or 2 people. And I make a list from all my friends from different companies, start asking them to invite more friends, and I gathered the group together to reach that number. We tripled the goal, so got the translation for last year.
Yep.
And that kind of behavior that anything is possible. So maybe I don't know right now how can I do that to happen, but I'm going to ask, I'm going to learn, I'm going to give just one more step until the goal is reached.
So give them all a big round of applause. And let me kind of recap, because I took my notes. I hope you've been taking your notes, trying to figure out if you want to deconstruct what an influencer does. Here's what I got from what you just said. Passion is critical. If you're not passionate, you won't make it happen. It won't be important. You need to lead by example. I heard that over and over. You won't ask other people to do what you're not willing to do. You give people permission to be themselves, but the best version of themselves. That honesty and authenticity is really, really important. People trust you because of your consistent authenticity. That you play the long game. You're not just there, you're not doing it for yourself, you're there, you're giving more than you're taking. You play the long game. That you have belief on steroids. That you believe stronger than anybody else, and your belief actually provides comfort to anybody you talk to, because they see your belief, and that belief starts to leak over onto them, and they start to give themselves permission to believe. That your love for people is paramount, that when people sense that you really care about them, then they start to listen differently. Your vision is critical. When you can see it, then you'll make it happen. You had a vision and you figured out the translation issue. You had a vision, figured out the travel issues. You had a vision, you solved the problems. Once you had the vision, then you could break it down and you could make it happen. That you value relationships over everything else. That builds trust. That all excuses are equal. No excuses. And I've seen this with all of you. When something shows up, something that would knock everybody else down, you just say, nope. Not me. You're as resourceful as any group of people I've ever met. And it's true of all influencers. The resourcefulness of the influencers is amazing. Contribution is a driver for you, not just in charity, but in contributing to somebody else's life, knowing what it's going to mean for them. You know, you'll push somebody to attend an event like this or your company convention because you know what it's going to mean for them. And later, it won't feel good to say, I told you so, when they didn't show up. You'd rather say, see, I told you so when they did show up. You know, I know some of you really pushed some people to force them almost to be here, or be at your company convention because the contribution was the thing. It wasn't about some number for you. That giving over the long term has tremendous value. Competitive, I know every one of you is competitive. Just a little. I know every one of you, if you're told you can't do it, it's like fuel. And if somebody else is going to do a little bit more, it's like, oh yeah. You guys are all competitive in nature. You're not afraid of failure. I don't think any of you is. It's like failure happens, fine, whatever. I'll bounce back up. I'll be stronger than ever. Adversity is not a big negative thing. It's a learning experience for you. It's a course correction. It's not an obstacle. That you never quit anything. You'll course correct, but you won't quit. You'll find another way, but you won't quit. And you stay humble. What I know about all of you is that you're humble. Most influencers, some influencers aren't. You know, they got some big ego, but they're just so full of life that people want to be around that fire. But as a general rule, I find influencers are humble. Vision again, making it about others again, loving to help people again. And then the big one is problem solving. You have a goal, and you start moving towards it, something happens, you course correct and you solve the problem. Then something else happens, you course correct, you solve the problem. You find another way. You get creative and you get resourceful. Okay? So that's just kind of my summary on what I've heard and what I've observed from these leaders and many others. Next, I want to ask you to flex your influencer muscle. One of the things that I know you're all amazing at, and one of the highest paid skills we have in network marketing, is getting people to attend events. Getting people to attend your company conventions, events like this, or a destination event. You know, sometimes you got to travel outside of your country. Again, how many people are here from outside of the United States? Take a look at that. That is just unbelievable. So coming from outside of the United States, or your company convention, which you need to never ever miss, those regional events that you have for your company, training events that you have, incentive trips, all the different kinds of things. I'd like each of you, because we don't have a lot of time, I'd like each of you, and we'll start with you, Carlos, to stand up and train them for 3-4 minutes on what to do in order to be able to get more people to attend a destination event, specifically. Carlos Parra, everybody.
Okay, the first thing that you need to do is fall in love with the destination where you're going to be, and find out everything that you can. Look for pictures on Google, videos, and you need to feel like to picture yourself on that place. Then you are going to make a strategy on your comp plan with the things that you need to do to achieve that. If it's an award or an incentive trip, for example, or if it's a convention, what do you need to do? You need to break the goal in little pieces. So the people need, in an easiest way, what they can do. I mean, all of the time, the amount of money or the amount of volume that you need to make, it's mind-blowing, and the people does not even try, because they can't feel that they can achieve that. So if you can break that in new subscribers, new customers, for example, if you need to get 50 people, you can tell them, okay, you don't need to get that 50 people. Maybe you can get only 5, then help them to get 4, and help those to get 3. So you're going to pass the 50 people. That is your goal. Another thing that you can do is in all your events, in your weekly meetings, you need to start talking about going together, going there. One of the first things that you need to do is earn that trip by yourself, lead by example. If it's a convention, you need to have the ticket of your convention, and then start inviting your inner circle, those people that really listen to you. Don't just send messages on WhatsApp groups. That is not going to work. They need to hear you. They need to feel you. They need to know the importance of you together being there. Only you and these other people that you are talking, this friend that you're talking to him. Once he is aboard, You can speak with the next person in your inner circle and tell them, you know, we two are going. You cannot be here. You cannot stand not going to this event. So he's going to get aboard. You now got 3 people, and that is going to make a sensation of everyone is going. But you need to start working fast, working right now, not on the last days where your event is going to be. That is not going to work. You need to, if you have a few months, you need to start working like if this is going to happen in the next 3 weeks. So you have people with your team right now. And please don't only send messages. People needs to hear you, and people need to feel that you care about them being there. Not just because you need to reach a goal, because their lives are going to be better. You need to sell the event. You need to know what is going to happen in the content of that event, and you start saying the stories of every one of the people that is going to be on the stage. And you are going to say, you know, if you hear these people, this person, everyone in the country is waiting for him to be in their city. He has a message, or she has a message that has changed the life a lot of people, a lot of persons. With his influence, people has double or triple their income no matter what they're doing. You need to be there, because one of the things that he is going to say is can change the future of your career. At least help you to achieve the next rank. So you keep doing this and selling the events, selling the people that is going to stage. Thank you.
Thank you, Carlos. Martine Wallace, Lisa Grossman, Lauren Slocum LaHove, Calvin Becerra, Andrew Eden, Carlos Parra. Give them a big round of applause, everybody. Come on, big hand.